So why teach a targeting behavior? I like to teach it for a lot of reasons. Number one, it builds confidence. Number two, it can provide a really great redirect. Number three, it can promote agency because it can give your dog a way to kind of opt into certain things. And number four, I think it can really help with fearful dogs as far as engaging in new scary situations. The last one is really that people, when they approach dogs, tend to go like this. It can help give your dog an understanding of maybe what that means for them. They can give it a quick boop, or if they're not too nervous, or they can opt out of that and walk away. But it just gives them more information. You can teach a target on an object, which would be just fine. You can also teach a target on your hand. And when I say target, what I'm specifically referring to is a nose target. There are other ways to target, of course. They can target with their paws, but for the purposes of this video, we're talking about nose targets. So what the behavior is a simple boop with their nose on either an object or your hand. When I first start to teach hand targeting, what I'll do is often dogs are very inquisitive and curious anyway, and my hands tend to smell like treats or oils or whatever. They're interesting smelling. So what I will often do when I'm starting is I've got my treats in one hand, I've got an open palm in the other, and I simply offer that open palm not straight in front of their face, underneath, low, a few inches from their nose. If they go to investigate, as soon as their nose hits my hand, I'm going to say good or yes, I'm going to mark it, and then I'm going to treat from the other hand. Another way to do it, if your dog is hesitant to come make contact with your hand with their nose, you can put a treat in between your fingers, offer them that instead. It's a little bit clearer, a little bit more information. When they go to get the treat, they will touch, you can guess, and you can give them that treat. If you wanted to do it with an object, the process would be the same. And by the way, if you're doing it with an object, it's a great option for dogs who are maybe very hand shy, very uncomfortable with moving their face anywhere near your hand. Using an object would be a good workaround for that. You can use any object. You can use a target stick, you can use a ball, you could use a simple piece of plastic, you could use a little post-it, as long as it's an object the dog isn't scared of. So same idea here, you present the object, they go to investigate, yes, and treat. If they're not going to investigate it with their nose, you can make it smell yummy, or you can place a treat on there. So you could smear a little bit of treat crumbs on there, you could put a little peanut butter on there, whatever you want to get your dog interested in investigating the object. As soon as they make contact, yes, and treat. You'll progress with this as they get more confident and more reliable at doing it. You can add a cue. You could call that touch, you could call it boop, you could call it target. It doesn't matter. Call it whatever you want, but pick a cue and be consistent with it. Last thing I'll say is if you're doing hand target, your hand can really be in whatever formation you want. I tend to use an open palm because that's helpful, because a lot of people, when they go to grade a dog, they've got their hand open. The other thing that you could do though, for example, maybe you don't want to use an open palm because you've already taught them to shake their paw with that cue. You could also teach a fist. You could go 2 fingers, doesn't matter. Pick one, be consistent with it. Use something that your dog is comfortable with. You got this. Happy targeting.